Last week in Talladega, we were treated to one of the most exciting races of the year. And anything that could go wrong for the top 2 point contenders,
99 of Ricky Stenhouse up in the air,
did.
It's Scott Speed, your point leader. With problems, this changes everything now. Absolutely changes everything.
With his dramatic 5th win of the season.
Oh, what a move.
Justin Allgaier closed the gap on point leader Scott Speed. And rookie phenom Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is knocking on the door in the 2nd spot. Will one of these young guns become the first champion since 1999? Or will Frank Kimmel pull off a miracle in Ohio? And it all ends here.
Alrighty, welcome to Toledo Speedway for the Championship 200 for the ARCA Remax Series, where 4 drivers will duke it out for the championship. And I have a great roster of commentators here today. As first up, we have Tater Jonas.
Boy, howdy.
And we have Tyler Scozen.
Woo! What's up?
Are you all ready for some championship racing?
Oh, you know it. Championship racing is the best. Everything that's happened this season boils down to this very moment. It's all on the line. One race decides it all between Scott Speed, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Justin Allgaier, and I think Frank Kimmel. But Frank Kimmel's probably going to be irrelevant, honestly.
What about you, Tyler Scozen?
We're on hands for a great race today. We have lots of great race car drivers here going to battle it out for a championship. Definitely think lots of action is going to occur. We're going to see controversy. We're going to see fun. We're going to see entertainment. We're going to have it all. I'm ready for this.
I like the enthusiasm from you guys. But let's see what the thoughts from Scott Speed about this race will be whenever our reporter will go to him.
No, he's not.
First, we got to check out what happened last week at Talladega, Tanner.
Oh, yeah, we got to go watch this before we get an interview. Let's go back to Talladega.
Oh, yeah, look at Ricky almost flying, and then Scott Speed losing it on the front stretch, trying to come back out with a monster creation of a race car, and then, yeah, pretty much. That's about it.
Yeah, the top 2 contenders ended up having problems, which opened the door for Justin Allgaier to steal the victory away from both drivers and get himself back into the championship hunt with a very clutch win in the granite state of Alabama. But anyways, let's look at the point standings. What surprised y'all on the point standings so far?
You know, I think it would have to be Justin Allgaier just being in contention after that win, like you said. Like, he was pretty far back, but with all the problems, don't mind this interview. We're more important. But like, considering Scott Speed and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. having their problems, and then on top of that, Allgaier winning, that's put him right in prime position to pounce if the dominoes fall correctly today as well.
You know, if you ask me, the fact that Justin Allgaier is 110 behind, that's definitely a lot of ground to make up. But that clutch win at Talladega definitely is a huge help for him. So I will say I'm shocked to see him a little far behind still, but don't count him out. He's definitely going to be a big contender today. That's for sure.
I definitely agree with y'all on the opinion on Justin Allgaier. But who do you believe has the best chance to win? Is it Scott Speed's day, or will someone steal it from him?
Well, when I think of momentum, I think of Allgaier. But I mean, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. has been pretty hot all season, really. As you see him being interviewed right now, what a handsome lad. But I don't know. We'll see if he has the juice in the tank to get it done today. He's going to have to make up a lot of ground on Scott Speed. 90 points is still a decent margin.
You know, we're going to have some fun with this. You know, Frank Kimmel, he's a lot of points out, but do not count him out. I think he has a good shot of winning this today. Let's look at how Scott Speed is going to clinch here.
Hey, let's look at these scenarios. Let's see what we got on the board.
Must finish 17th or better if Stenhouse wins, leads most laps. Must finish 22nd or better if Allgaier wins, leads most laps. And then the other one, hopefully Reddit, and yeah.
So what I've heard from what Tanor Campos just said, Scott Speed basically has to
Oh, who's
survive
this?
in order to
We're going to the
win a
command.
championship.
Woo!
Event where 4 drivers are still competing for the coveted 2008 championship. Now, on behalf of over 7,000 independently owned offices and over 100,000 RE/MAX agents around the world, drivers, start your engines.
Alrighty, welcome back to Toledo. The cars are out on the racetrack. The excitement is picking up. Let's look at the weather for today's race.
Solid 81, 55 last year. Definitely a huge drop-off. Decent humidity out here, and some small winds, and a pretty sunny day. Pretty nice day here in Toledo. Here's the race facts. 200 laps, 100 miles, half-mile oval, Pit window is a lot of laps, and then Frank Kimmel has the race record. I don't know why we need to know that, but now we know.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about pit stop today. It's only 160 laps of fuel, so no problems to pit today.
And if you remember, Frank Kimmel is in the championship hunt, so I wonder if that will be a factor.
I think it won't be a problem. Frank Kimmel has a chance.
Here's a look at the track. It's very small. It's an oval. Yeah, that's about all we need to know.
Yeah. It's almost circular. It's like a really, really oblong oval. I don't know how to describe it. Oblong is what I say.
Basically a pimple at this point.
Yeah.
But anyways, let's look at our starting grid that rolls across the screen. And tell me if y'all notice any names across.
Well, obviously you've got championship contenders Scott Speed and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. 3rd and 4th there. So you're on board with Brian Silas. He's starting way back. And the camera, yeah, it looks like we're 1960 or something like that. But I promise you the year is 2008.
Oh, look, it's your brother. Matt.
Oh, no way.
Yay!
I didn't know we could be related by first and last name. Oh, man.
I will say there was
he won this race in the spring, so he might be able to go back to back.
Man, that'd be crazy.
Yeah. There is something else I want to point out that I saw across the starting lineup is there's Adam for some reason. But what I noticed is the drivers, we have those 4 drivers who are going to be contending for a championship, but if you look at the front row, Justin Lofton and Dexter Bean, non-championship drivers, what do you guys think? How do you think the non-championship drivers are going to race the ones fighting for the title?
I'm actually very curious now that you bring that up. We'll see. I think for the most part, Narco Series, compared to Cup, they probably wouldn't be as respectful, but I'm still anticipating them to at least give some respect to the championship drivers. Nothing too crazy I don't think will happen between them. If anything crazy happens, I think it'll be between the championship drivers themselves.
Yeah, I don't see a problem with the non-championship contenders getting a little even with the championship contenders themselves, because they have something to go for other than the championship. That's the win. So they got to race hard against each other. So these non-championship contenders will give the championship contenders some major hell to worry about.
Don't forget to call Shriners Hospitals in case you're dying of heart disease or something like that.
Yes. Good old David Reagan wants to make sure everyone has a healthy life to worry about. But anyways, the pace car is off, I believe.
Yep.
I think.
I hope so.
I think we're about to start.
I believe so. And you know what that means. It's time to get crazy.
Ooh, let's do this.
All these drivers are ready to put each other through hell from start to finish. Anyways, let's go championship racing! Woo! Woo! Side heading to turn 1 as the 20 car will lead the field heading to the first lap.
Oh, and coming to the line, it's Justin Lofton leading the first lap. That it looks like, who is that, Scott Speed in 3rd place?
That is Scott Speed in 3rd place. He is sharp. He's got himself ahead of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. early on, which will possibly help him win a championship much easier than expected.
And I'm curious if Speed does catch these two leaders right here as they're bumper to bumper, if they'll lay over for them. I doubt it, but I mean, like, how hard, at least, will they race them? Will they be side by side with them for several laps before a pass is made? Or will these two just be faster than all the championship contenders throughout the day?
I mean, if you look at him, Justin Lofton, I mean, he and Dexter Bean are kind of putting a little bit of space between them and Scott Speed, as there is cars behind being aggressive right behind Scott there. I believe that's Ricky Stenhouse there
That was
fighting
Ricky
him.
Stenhouse Jr.
So definitely we got ourselves.
Ricky Stenhouse Jr. has nothing to lose right now. He has to fight against Scott Speed. He cannot let the two car be ahead of him all race long. So he has to fight that two car from start to finish, which is why he needs to start doing that from starting doing it now, or else he'll be losing the championship
You saw
early
the-
on. So I can understand why
You
he's
saw the
doing that.
bumper to the back of the two car about a couple laps ago. Ricky already showing some impatience. Oh no!
We got trouble.
Oh!
The three car is around as the caution comes out. Oh, we got multiple cars around.
Oh!
Hard to tell who that is.
And that is the product of Toledo Racing. If you get bumped, it's going to be a big pile up. So this is basically the typical product of Toledo Racing. And today, I think.
Whoa! Second place runner.
These guys need to think straight so they don't end up ruining someone else's race.
Oh! Look at the damage there to the 38, I think. My
That is
goodness,
the 38.
what is that
That's
number?
a horrible
My
number, but
goodness.
they have horrible graphic designers, so
Yeah,
don't give
yeah.
them hell.
All right,
So anyways, let's do.
Ooh.
Oh, looks like he got punted from behind, guys.
He did.
What do y'all think?
Yeah, he definitely looked like he got hit from behind. I can't really tell who that was. Looked like maybe the 77.
Yeah,
I couldn't tell there.
It's clear to tell what
Or was
happened
it the
there. I mean, he got
38?
sent around, and then the smoke shows what caused like the just chain of 4 or 5 other cars spinning around. It appeared.
We'll be right back after this short message. Welcome back to Toledo Speedway as we have a random Bear Jackson commercial, but no one watches that show because it is a giant television product that no one will care about other than NASCAR.
Got him.
I know. Like, who would watch that when there's an auto race?
True.
Like, who?
Exactly.
No one wants to
Like,
watch these
I-
crappy speed shows.
The championship ARCA race, mind you.
Oh, yeah. Well, this is a NASCAR product, so people would automatically watch it. But anyways, we are back anyways with Justin Lofton in the race lead, and with Scott Speed in second after, I believe Dexter Bean got spun out and lost all of his ground.
Yeah, we're going to definitely see it here on this restart. Scott Speed and Ricky Stenhouse, mainly probably Scott Speed running right behind the leader, is going to be super aggressive. He's probably going to try to charge the lead as soon as possible.
Oh, Stenhouse is trying to make a move early on.
Oh!
Oh!
That's not legal, is it? I don't know. We'll see how they determine that because Ricky Stenhouse did pull back in line, but it's...
Yeah, he definitely pulled back in line, and he slowed down enough where Scott Speed was able to get past him, so I don't see a problem there, but it's an issue if Stenhouse pulled out of line too early. I don't know, we're going to have to see it. Here he comes
Using the apron!
Speed.
Oh, you can do that early on. You're going to ruin your own race.
Oh, caution's out.
I don't think he got second, so it doesn't really help him either. Dexter Bean again. Oh, man, I feel bad for Dexter Bean. He was a contender early on, and now his day has quickly gone south.
Yeah, you know, that the Glock Chevrolet, you know, you got to feel bad for the Glock car.
Wait, what?
You got Glock, sir.
Yeah.
But anyways, there goes Dexter Bean to pit road with a damaged race car. I believe he might be spending several laps on pit road or going to the garage.
Yeah, that's a crumpled up race car right there. It, like you said, it got glocked. It got glocked hard.
You're hilarious. We're still looking at Scott Speed. You know, have any of you guys drank Red Bull?
No.
No.
I don't.
Okay, never mind.
I don't really want kidney stones at age 20.
Fair enough.
Speaking of Red Bull, we are going to possibly get a advertisement break before we get a replay. So we'll be back in a few moments. Welcome back to Toledo as the field continues to roll around Toledo Speedway under yellow. And our lucky dog is Donnie Kelly. Sounds like a girl name, but
yeah, that one.
Yeah, the poor.
I don't even know how he got last in the first place, but
I don't either. I think he was actually involved in that first wreck. I feel like I saw the 23 somewhere.
Probably.
It does look like it's a bit damaged and crinkled on the left side.
Anyways, here we are, back to the green flag once again, and Ricky Sounds doesn't attempt to make an early move on speed.
Probably for the better.
Good. Yeah, he didn't get a penalty last time, so I guess he, was a little more safe. But now you can see him. He's on the back bumper of that 2-car. Now it's kind of reeling in the guys behind.
Yeah, who was that in fourth?
I think Ricky Sounds is finally realizing to be patient. If he doesn't do the stuff early on, he's not damaging his own car. But he's possibly going to do it again as he's closing up on that 2-car because that 99 has some speed. What do y'all think about Ricky Sounds early on?
Yeah, I mean, he's got lots of speed. The question is, does Ricky know how to use the speed? We've seen him bump Scott Speed to get really racy with him, but it's only lap 19, and you can't be making enemies that early into the race, because if you do get around him and say Scott Speed gets back to your bumper later on in the race, that could spell trouble for the 99.
Yeah, and looking at those stats, they're definitely really impressive stats. That's about a 50% top 10 percentage for Ricky Stenhouse this season. So he's definitely had a really, really good season here. Definitely showing it with him in contention for the championship. And looking like he's trying to put the bumper to the back of the 2-car here. He definitely seems like he's much faster, but obviously harder to pass here at this very small racetrack.
I feel like Ricky Sounds is getting hella impatient with Scott Speed. Because it looks like that 2-car is not fast at the moment.
Oh,
he's
wait. I think there was a caution.
Yeah,
I think I saw
he just got a caution as we're looking at a replay from earlier in the race, I believe.
Uh-huh. Okay, that was definitely very aggressive.
Looked like problems between those two.
Oh,
we got the 12 car.
Let me see who that is. That's Allie Owens.
You say alveoli or ravioli?
Hey, we'll call him Ravioli.
Allie Owens.
Hey, Allie Owens.
No, I'm just going to say ravioli Owens because why not?
Allie Owens is from Daytona Beach, Florida. He's probably grown up and watched several races at Daytona Speedway before.
I think that's a she.
Oh,
I think it looked like.
Well, we'll think about certain decisions, but it doesn't matter. Oh, we got some early short track madness with Allie Owens.
84? Who's the 84?
84 would be Norm Benning.
Norm Benning.
But anyways, we are going to commercialize. If you look at the top 5. Welcome back to Toledo as the green flag is back out with Justin Lofton in the race lead.
Look at the lap car. That's definitely hurting Ricky Stenhouse already. Had to enter on the high side. Definitely was a little bit harder to get by him, but it doesn't matter. He's back right on the bumper of Scott Speed trying to get back around.
Almost.
Man, Ricky Stenhouse is not letting Scott Speed have any breathing room. This guy is mad today. I'm surprised he's giving Scott Speed a lot of hell.
I can't believe they haven't wrecked yet.
I can't believe it either. I can't believe Justin Lofton's be able to gap second and third place. It's almost like either he's got more speed than the championship cars, or Scott Speed's just holding the 99 and everyone up that much, and I think that's what it is, because look at all the cars behind the 99 as well.
And the championship has just been completely altered.
And the caution is not out.
Scott Speed is losing every point as possible.
Scott, what are you doing? You're just going to park it?
He can't.
What are you doing?
I don't think that now.
Okay, caution.
But Scott Speed's championship hopes just went up in smoke.
Oh, no.
Ricky, what were you doing?
Well, we saw Ricky was just being aggressive, and lap 28 of this race, I wasn't expecting it to happen that early, but Scott Speed gets dumped out of second place, and I don't think Ricky meant to do it, obviously. I think he was just roughing him up, and then it was just to the point Scott couldn't handle it anymore.
There's no way he's happy. He can't be happy at
No.
all.
What Ricky Stenhouse did was overly aggressive. I do agree that he didn't mean to do it, but he shouldn't have gone aggressive that early on. But that's the product of having a championship battle between 4 drivers. But it's a shame for Scott Speed. He had a good call, and now his season's basically in jeopardy, and his championship hopes might have possibly ended.
That's rough. I mean, Scott Speed, I think the backstory, Tyler, I think you know the backstory of Scott Speed.
Oh, yeah, there was a lot of things years ago where he felt like he was just Speed. He watched a lot of Cars movies, and he always thought, I am Speed. So he changed his last name. It really was, before it was Scott, hold on. It was Scott John. It was Scott John, and he decided to change it to
Anyways, here's a replay, Ed.
Yeah.
Look at Ricky Stenhouse. He just didn't give Scott Speed any respect.
No, not at all. That was a little uncalled for by Ricky there.
In grade school, I often got bullied, I think, in elementary school, and I think that's the equivalent to this in race cars right here with Ricky and Scott.
It's harder to tell because Ricky, he got to the inside of him coming off a tube, and then you could tell, it's hard to tell if he didn't mean to do it because, look here, he never got off of him. And, he just kind of, kept trying to push him up the track, so it's hard to say whether that was accidental because with how he was driving around Scott, I don't know if that was accidental or not.
It's hard to tell. I mean, like you said, he was all over his bumper for the entire straightaway, even though these straightaways are barely that long at all. But my God, lap 20, you just have to let up in that scenario. Give the guy a chance to save the race car. And Scott Speed simply did not have a chance to save it.
Yeah, real bummer for Scott John. Scott Speed.
I don't know if I've received any word, but I've heard slight rumors that maybe not Scott Speed, but Ricky Stenhouse has been issued a warning by the officials for aggressive driving.
I wouldn't be surprised. That was fairly blatant if the officials were to look at it that way.
Yeah, I just can't believe that happened on lap 27, 28. Scott Speed, by the way, looks like he's not going to give up. Obviously, he's made repairs. Looks like they're going in for more. And I think, what do you think the chances are they might get back at the 99?
Very high.
It's very iffy, but look at the championship standings now. Ricky Stenhouse now controls his own destiny with a 25-point advantage on Justin Allgaier.
Oh, that just changed this whole picture. Look at Justin Allgaier out of nowhere. Now he's into second place with a good chance right here. I will say, don't count him out if Scott Speed is upset and maybe returns the favor.
Unless he has some significant damage that's going to keep that car from running speeds anywhere close to what he was able to before, Adam. And it did look like it might be fuel that was pushed.
Well, here's what I'm guessing, and that's if Scott, with maybe possibly laps down, if he's going to restart up front where the lap cars restart, that's going to put him closer to the 99. So
right over where you put the fuel in the race car, and so that appears to be the situation. The car has pulled away as we get set for a restart.
And I don't see that fluid anymore, but when he came by the start-finish line the first time, there looked to be fluid coming out. It was actually on the right side is where I was seeing it.
And the fuel filler is on the left side of these cars.
Back to green flag.
The green flag, guys. Here we go. As Justin Allgaier, I believe, is trying to make the same move on Ricky Stenhouse, but couldn't do it.
he was.
Yeah, that was a really kind of weird stack. It looked like Ricky Stenhouse was just ready to go, but had to jam on the brakes when the front two in front of him were not quite on the throttle yet, heading into the restart zone.
And here we look at Scott Speed as he's just trying to survive. He's just trying to keep his championship hopes alive. But I don't have any confidence in that 2 car. It's just too beaten up. But this kid ain't gonna quit. But even though his championship hopes might be done, he's gonna not quit. I believe in Scott Speed and possibly trying to save his season. As here comes the
Here's the
leader
leader.
going by.
Oh, this could. Oh, here's the
here comes
99.
Scott Speed. Oh, let's see what he's going to do.
Oh, he sucked it! What?
Whoa!
He just dumped him. I knew it. I felt
Two
that coming.
championship contenders have just cleaned each other out.
Wow.
I felt that coming.
Jeez, we're only on lap 38.
And
That-
Ricky Stenhouse is in the wall with so much damage on that 99 Affleck Ford. Scott Speed is destroyed, and he's out of the car.
Yeah, well, that's pretty much going to take Scott out of the championship, pretty much, because he's out of the car and out of the race. And I'd assume that takes the 99 out of the chances too, if you ask me.
We're gonna have to see. I mean, I can't believe. Look at what it did to that wall, that 2 car.
I
He broke the
know.
wall. He basically
look at-
made an impact, and he basically made Ricky Stenhouse Jr. the example.
Well, he doesn't look very happy.
No, he doesn't.
We would typically listen in on him, but I mean, I think the body language says it all.
Oh yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was
What a
easy.
hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't even let.
Good defend that. He did that obvious. It was very obvious that Scott Speed wanted vengeance. And he basically
bummer for
destroyed
the-
his own car and Ricky Stenhouse Jr.'s own championship hope.
And that was a real bummer for the 32. Who is that? Andy Hansen. Yeah, bummer for him.
Yeah.
Not even really anything to do with this. He just got in that.
Do you think Scott Speed will return back to the race?
I honestly have no idea.
Do you think
I don't know what this is
going
going to be different. I mean, it could be.
And I'm just in
Big
disbelief. Like this happened.
Me too.
162 laps to go, mind you.
Yeah. We're not even halfway through this race. We're not even through the first quarter.
No.
I am surprised that these, basically the top 2 in points kill each other before they even made it to the final lap.
And what does this mean for Justin Allgaier and Frank Kimmel as well?
Oh man.
Well, we'll have to come back from commercial and see what the standings look like, as the biggest story of the race is the top 2 are out. Welcome back to Toledo, as we have the pace cars still rolling around, and I believe safety crews are still fixing the wall in turn 1. And we have a little advertisement for the truck series that will be at Martinsville.
That's epic. I love trucks at Martinsville. It's always a great event. I think it'd be even better under the lights, honestly. I think they should definitely consider investing in the lights there.
And the safety truck is still trying to get that multiple cars out of the wall.
Yeah, that pretty much looks like Ricky Stenhouse is out of it at this rate.
Do you think Frank Kimmel has a chance to get to Justin Allgaier, since basically the top 2 are out?
Definitely, honestly. I mean, we just saw what happened there. Anything could happen in a second, and anything happens in the 16 of Allgaier, then Frank Kimmel's right there, right in the mix of it.
Frank Kimmel was definitely like not too far back from Allgaier. So I mean, assuming he's ahead in points of both Speed and Stenhouse are now out, as he's dragged in the dirt back to the garage. He definitely has a legitimate shot as well.
Speaking of Scott Speed, I just received word that the officials have parked Scott Speed for the remainder of the race. And he has been ejected. He cannot participate in this race anymore. Ricky Stenhouse can, but we'll have to spend a long time behind the wall fixing that as we look at a replay.
I mean, the replay says it right there. I mean, yeah, he just straight up dumped him like that, and I guess the officials were right in parking him, I guess. And, yeah, that just happens.
The intensity was definitely up. And I didn't expect it to turn into a complete crap show before we even got to the first quarter.
How many different ways can this go south at this point?
No clue.
Oh, it
It's
could go
literally going to
south.
be like this. It's
It
basically
could go
anyone's
south
show to
if
win.
what if Frank Kimmel accidentally wrecked Justin Allgaier later?
That's not Frank Kimmel. Frank Kimmel's a respectful driver. He wouldn't do something like that, like something Ricky Stenhouse Jr. or Scott Speed would do. He's not some young driver desperate to make a name for himself. He's been in the series for almost 10 years, and he knows how to win in these types of situations.
And look at that car.
That's a car that should have been possibly raising the championship trophy, but instead he let his anger get the better of him and cost that opportunity of winning that championship. As we look at Ricky Stenhouse Jr.'s crew fixing up the car as quickly as possible, but it won't be a quick job to get done.
I was gonna say, y'all can fix the car up as much as you want, but Mr. Ricky, I don't think is winning the title.
No.
We saw last week at Talladega, Scott Speed go for that spin, had to replace the whole front end, and then Ricky almost blowing the car over. Now here it's like both cars have more damage than they did at Dega.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty much.
Yep. And that's how it went. And I believe we've been under caution for almost like 10 laps. But anyways, here's a look at the points.
Oh, here we are.
There's the tie for second.
Look at Matt Carter. He passes Ricky Stenhouse now because of that.
Oh, yeah.
So
Matt
it looks
Carter
like a top
technically
four
has
here.
a same chance.
Yeah, look at Matt Carter. He has a chance. I mean, it definitely looks like it's going to be difficult, but I don't know.
And I don't know, he might have a chance. I don't know. Scott Speed's 45 back, and he's pretty far back in the running orders. We know Kimmel can definitely win it.
Oh, yeah.
But we'll have to see about Matt Carter. Is this Matt Carter right here?
No, that is Frank Kimmel in the,
Oh, my bad.
in the fourth from the Ford.
Yeah, Matt Carter's the 46. Okay.
Yes. But anyways, we are going to commercial before we get the restart. As the championship picture is completely altered. We are back in Toledo as the pace laps continue to roll. As we get the one-go signal for the upcoming race.
Finally.
How many caution laps do we have right there, boys?
I think it's at
probably
least
a lot.
15.
Wow. That's almost a tenth of the race spent under this one caution flag, if you think about it.
Yep.
And nonetheless, it reflects the effect it had on the championship picture. I mean, that one incident just completely turned this race on its head.
Now we have a different picture of contenders up here, as we have Justin Allgaier controlling the championship. Frank Kimmel in second, so he has a chance to win his championship after not Justin Allgaier, but Scott Speed and Ricky Stenhouse Jr.'s beef against each other.
Yeah, we never said it. There was beef. There was beef.
So much beef.
Oh, there's the 14 overheating.
The 14 would be Grant Infinger.
No, that sucks.
All of that car has an engine failure. It looks like it's leaking from within.
Unfortunate for Grant. Anyways, I think we're finally going to go green soon.
Eventually.
Like,
I don't know when we're effectively going to let them go.
Cars are off the track. We should be going green here.
I think there's a few safety trucks out there.
Yeah.
The 25 you see here, that is, who is that? That's a Brian Scott. Good old Brian Scott, you know, fellow Christian worshiper.
Regular in the series.
I think we're coming to one to go finally, I think.
I think we already got one to go, but I think they waved it off. But
Goodness.
I hope
Can
they're
we
giving
go
us
here? The
one
cars
to
are
go
off the
because
track.
we've been spending 10 minutes under yellow. But anyways,
Oh,
we
we're
were
looking at
looking at replays from early on in the race between Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Scott Speed, which started at a beginning, a middle, and the end, which will be in a few moments.
And then here's this again. And goodbye.
And talk about getting dumped, getting totaled.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
That is the remains of Scott Speed's car. Nothing left of it. And neither is the driver, as he's been tossed out of the track.
You can tell by the damage. There was some hard licks in that crash.
Oh, yeah. Oh, looks like we're finally going green.
I think we are. The pace car is
Finally.
officially down pit road. We are getting ready for the restart in 3, 2, 1. Green, green, green.
Yeehaw!
Oh, here comes Justin Allgaier.
No, he doesn't have too much to race for as long as he keeps it nice and clean in front of Frank Kimmel. But you see, since Frank Kimmel is... No, sorry, that's not Frank Kimmel. I'm kind of dumb. No, wait, is it? Yeah, it is. I'm sorry. That is Frank Kimmel.
It is Frank
Since
Kimmel.
that is behind him,
24th.
he probably wants to get out of his sight by chance that... I mean, you guys mentioned earlier, he's been around for a while. He should know better than to dump the young driver of the 16, Justin Allgaier, but you never know.
Here comes Kimmel trying to do something, but he's just taking his time. He's a veteran driver. He knows what to do, but the caution is back out once again.
Bobby Gearhart?
The 5.
Yeah, it is Bobby Gearhart. The Daytona winner has ended up going the wrong way.
Man, he's an old fart.
No,
Yeah,
he's still a super speedway god. He's just not meant for short track.
fair enough.
I mean, Bobby had been...
What did you see so far between Justin Allgaier and Frank Kimmel?
What was that?
What did y'all think of the early action between Justin Allgaier and
You know, I
Frank
wasn't
Kimmel?
expecting Kimmel to be right on his bumper. I mean, he didn't hit him like Stenhouse was hitting Speed earlier, but he's definitely showing like, hey, I can definitely win this for myself despite going into the race 4th in the standings.
Yeah, I mean,
We should listen
Ricky,
in.
There's Ricky there.
Ricky's ready to get back in the race, I believe.
All right, we're listening in. I'll cut this out.
Yeah, let's not say about Ricky.
I like how we didn't let Scott talk, but we're letting Ricky talk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hmm. Let me ask y'all this. How many points do you think Ricky Stenhouse can recover in this race? Even though he can't win the championship, how many points do you believe he can at least salvage for a better point finish?
I would say next to none unless we have like a massive ass crash. Oh, sorry,
Yeah,
that's a swear word.
Wow, I can't.
Wow.
Well, I mean,
You
I
apologize
agree.
for one of my commentators saying a cuss word?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be difficult for him to gain anything else. I mean, he's pretty much out of it. I mean, anything to gain from here would be any extra positions up the standings, but yeah.
We'll be back after these few messages. And we are back in the green as the cameraman completely missed the restart. But anyways, here comes Justin Allgaier singing around Justin Lofton possibly in a few moments.
Oh, he's going to... Oh, come on, Justin. Bump him out of the way. Do a bump and run.
Oh, we got trouble. We got close.
Grand Infinger again.
No caution,
Looks
no.
like... All right, good. Oh, this battle is going to get interesting. Allgaier there on the bumper of Justin Lofton.
Yeah, since Scott Speed and Ricky Stenhouse queened each other out, I mean, it appears as though we got some contenders for a lead swap here.
I've noticed that Justin Allgaier has got a little more speed than that 20 car, but he just hasn't found that right moment to get around him. But he doesn't need to get around that 20 car almost immediately, but he can just stay where he is. But I know Justin Allgaier wants not only the win, but the championship as well. He has one of them, but he's looking for the other.
The championship is like none other feeling. I mean, like, once you're hoisting that trophy, you're like, man, this is a reflection of how my season's gone, what I've done and earned to get in this very moment, and it just got to soak it all in while you're in the spotlight.
Speaking of veteran drivers, let's look at Kenny Schrader, who has climbed his way from the back of the pack to a solid running position after surviving all the chaos from Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Scott Speed.
I mean, yeah, Kenny Schrader. I mean, he's definitely a big veteran. It's this battle for the lead. And I'll come
Never
back
mind.
to
Let's
that.
not worry about Ken as the lap cars are officially becoming a problem. Do you think Justin Lofton might fall victim to it?
Oh, he very well could. And yeah, Kenny Schrader has a lot of starts. He's a veteran, and yeah, battle for the lead's more.
The short track action has kind of calmed down, but with all these lap cars, I think we got a little more intensity to worry about.
Oh yeah. Oh, look at that. Look at this 16 trying to get the outside to work. All the lap
Trying to
cars.
use him as a pick right there.
These lap cars are not
What?
Almost got turned by the lap car, and they all
What is
staying in
this?
the same position. Oh, look, here he comes on the outside.
Algar's like, you know what? I'll take that outside, huh?
That's impressive. I didn't think he'd be able to get that to work. I mean, it looks like they finally have settled down. There's only like one lap car in the distance, but that's okay.
Oh, man. Do you feel like that 20 car is a tire up from that lap car? Because it looked like he managed to get into the side of him, but it doesn't look like it's a big problem for that 20 car.
I don't see any smoke coming from that left rear, so I think at the moment the 20 car of Justin Lofton should be fine, as now Allgaier is falling back to the clutches of the 44 Frank Kimmel.
Oh, this ain't good for Justin Allgaier because it'll allow Kimmel to gain a few points on him. But it's not enough for him to get the championship lead. He needs Allgaier to basically crash out at this point.
See Lawson there. He's trying to get to the outside of the lap car. Finally, he's going to get to the inside. I thought that was Allgaier. Oh, there's smoke! Oh, Lawson's out. I don't know who that is, but there's a car in the wall.
We'll find out in a few moments. It's the 30 car.
I don't know. Let's see. That's Terry Jones.
Yes, Terry Jones. Dude, I believe he was running inside the top 10 before he got spun around. But I don't know if that's correct, but definitely not a great way to end the year.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, it kind of looked like it might have been a hard wreck, but I don't know. We'll have to see the replay. And it's not a good sign when you see the car backwards pancaked up against the wall.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
We're waiting for the replays as this race has definitely gone downhill almost immediately. But anyways, here's a replay before we go to commercial as
oops.
Typical short track madness here at Toledo. Welcome back to Toledo as Justin Lofton has come down pit road for pit stops, and I believe he brought a few others down as well. I don't know if he won the race off, but we'll find out very shortly.
Definitely seemed like he had
Looked like he might have been a spot short, if that, and there's a possibility we had a couple stay out. Did the 52 perhaps stay out here?
Yeah, looks like Kenny Schrader stayed out here. I think a couple others have stayed out. Looks like maybe the 09 also stayed out.
John West Townley, I don't know either, actually.
Yeah. But it definitely does look like Kenny Schrader did stay out.
Yeah. Actually, Justin Allgaier stayed out to take over the late race lead. We'll review. Back once again with Justin Allgaier in the race lead.
Okay, so it appears.
What do y'all think about this decision by Justin Allgaier?
Oh man, this is honestly an interesting call. He and Frank Kimmel both decided to stay out, so I mean I do believe they got those bonus points for leading some laps, so
yeah, for sure.
Be big for Allgaier.
You see that? That's the 84 car. Is that or is that not the same person that hit the 20 on the accident as a lap car?
I believe it was, but Justin Lofton ain't nowhere near the picture, and I highly doubt these lap cars will be a major problem for Justin Allgaier and the other championship contenders, since they have to worry about the championship itself, and they don't want to be involved in any of that drama. And I believe we are taking the green flag.
Good start by Allgaier right there.
And by Frank Kimmel, too. Big gap for both of them.
And now, it's the battle of the two championship contenders, all by themselves. Let's see how this show goes down.
We know Frank Kimmel is a very respectable race car driver, and I don't know, even though it's down for a championship, I mean, it's still going to be difficult for him to win it, but he's going to need to get every position he can.
Do you think at some point Frank Kimmel has to go a little desperate and possibly take him out to win the title?
Man, I don't know if I'd go as far as taking him out, especially for Frank Kimmel standards, but I would. Ooh, three wide back here. But I wouldn't put it past him to try the bump and run, try to sneak the top. But I mean, at the same time, that's not the point margin differential. He's going to need him to like get into some sort of accident if Kimmel's going to win this. So I don't know. We'll have to see how desperate he is.
While we're still wondering about Kimmel. We got a big pack of cars going 3 and 4 wide at a short track of all places.
Look at Sheltra send it in.
Patrick Sheltra trying to do something to get out of this hornet's nest.
3 wide.
Unbelievable. Oh.
How they not wrecked?
I don't know how Justin Lofton is getting by all these
Still
guys.
3 wide. Dexter Bean, is that on the inside, the last car? Look at this
view.
view.
How have a circuit place on them? This is insane. Oh my god. And Silas's camera is still broken. They haven't fixed it.
Yep.
Turn around!
Oh,
Look at it!
Oh, good. Bobby Gerhardt.
Start-finish line, too. Ken Butler, the third, is turned around.
And the 60 of Patrick Sheltra makes a little contact.
The 00 right there also involved. That's Matt Krajewski.
8th caution of the day. There you see Matt Krajewski.
It's his first
Copyright strikes against it.
And the 90 car of
The 90 car is destroyed.
Gabby DiCarlo. Yeah.
What is with these names? But I mean, it's
And the 38 with that terrible number font. Okay. Luke and who was it? Luke and Gabby, I think. Gabby, yeah. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Okay, looks like Gabby got hooked by the 11.
I think Brian Silas got in the back of the 90 and got him, basically tapped him and sent him spinning. But it's not an intentional incident, as we can see right here.
Yeah, the impact that car made into the 90 car just tore the left-hand sheet metal right off.
Oh, yeah. And here's the 00 just spinning out, I believe. Doesn't look like getting any help.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. There was a car behind, but can't tell if they were close enough to get.
Oh, and I believe Patrick Shelter got some damage in.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Allgaier breaks it.
Did Frank Kimmel hit the commitment box then?
I don't think he did.
Okay.
So I believe this means Frank Kimmel is going to be the leader here. Allgaier's going to be back in traffic. This may be what Frank Kimmel wants. Maybe he hopes there's going to be an accident.
Yeah. I mean, with how we've seen these restarts, like that last one, just 3 wide here at the short track Toledo. I don't know if you want to be in Justin Allgaier's spot right now, not going to lie.
Oh, definitely. Justin Allgaier has the pressure on himself now because his championship hopes are literally in the hands of a bunch of guys who can't even control themselves.
Oh, yeah, Frank Kimmel right now. I mean, that's all he can hope for is that the section gets involved in some incident behind them, and that really is going to be his only shot to cleanly win this championship.
And
Just to help a little bit. Actually, he's coming down the road this time, so he's getting a lap. He just getting 5 points. That's all he was wanting.
Yeah, he was getting those bonus points for leading some laps, then bringing it in. Yeah, that's a good strategy there.
Smart.
I like that. That could be a possible championship winning decision right there if that happens later.
But now he has to worry about Justin Allgaier again after what we thought he was going to stay out, but he just came down pit road. But I do agree on the decision to get those 5 points. But now he has to race Justin Allgaier hard and basically in no man's land.
Lap traffic gonna be unpredictable.
And there he goes off pit road.
And Frank Kimmel, I mean, is multi-time champion, if I'm not mistaken. He's been
He
he's been
a 9-time champion in the Arkansas. Looking for his 10th here today.
Yeah, he knows how to win them, but the cards are going to have to fall correctly for this to work in his favor, as we see the 90 car once again in this replay getting totaled.
We'll be right back. Here's Toledo. Welcome back, as I believe we have some new front runners, or these are possibly lap cars. I can't tell anymore.
Okay,
This race
I
is
don't even
those
know.
are the
so
front
weird.
runners. I'm scared.
Okay,
I am too.
and the lucky dog is Norm Benning in his blank 84 car, as
Sweet.
Norm Benning is Aaron's lucky dog of the day.
Woo, go Norm.
I'll
Sweet.
see you get more of a one.
Yay.
Now look at the 44. Yep, Frank Kimmel. He took to the pits one lap after Allgaier did, just to get those extra points.
Look at these stats by Frank Kimmel. The consistency is strong. He has won here. He's a 6-time winner here, and like I previously said, he's a 9-time series champion and looking for his 10th. He definitely ain't the favorite today, but he's got a lot of work to do.
Could you imagine double digits in championships? Like, that's just unfathomable.
I thought 7 for Richard Petty was insane, but 10?
Oh my God, they
Underrated
are the
goat.
front runners. Oh
We are
God.
green here in Toledo once again with some unknown drivers ahead.
Yeah, them. Let's look at the top board because I don't know.
That's 29.
Ooh, 3 wide.
Ooh, that's close.
Almost.
Thompson
Thompson.
is the leader.
Brandon Thompson, I believe.
Thompson.
Yep, that is- second place.
Look out! That's a
Oh,
Did it as well.
Are the championship drivers? No, I don't think any
No,
of them are
every
in there.
championship contender just got through.
Okay.
my Lord.
Well,
Someone drove underneath that car.
Yeah.
Michael Simcoe. Yep. Oh my goodness, you see this camera angle.
How?
Sometimes that's a good question. How many cars can you fit in an infield with wrecked race cars?
I wish I knew. We may have more after this.
You see driver of the 75, Michael Simcoe, pretty dejected. Knows he shouldn't have been involved in that.
Yeah, I wonder where he got those glasses from.
Yeah, pretty.
He's slightly mad at someone.
The 25, Brian Scott.
Brian Scott's car.
Yeah, Brian Scott didn't deserve to be in that either. I mean, that was just wicked. I mean, second place spins, drifts up to the outside wall. We'll have you guys analyze it.
Got run into by the one car. That's Tom Hessert the third.
And nowhere to go. It was just a cornering effect where no one could get around it. Tomko almost went over.
Yeah, he did. And then there's another car spinning to the inside.
You see the crowd just freaking living life, cheering it up.
You see, it looks like the leader of Thompson had to really, didn't exit the corner as well, and Simcoe had to really check up, and Hess didn't know and just ran into the back of it.
It definitely looked like a cornering effect. The leader definitely did not get through the corner the best way. Hepser was still on the gas, and Tomko wasn't really going when... and big shot right there. Harder than the one that the 90 car took earlier.
Yeah.
Not sure whose onboard this is, but
This is Matt Carter, a championship contender who easily...
Matt Carter. Okay.
So that puts Matt Carter in a better spot than what he was.
Brian Scott has officially gotten out of his car as the safety crews continue to clean up this mess on the front stretch.
By chance that Ricky does come back on the racetrack, he's got a lot of spots to gain now.
Oh, definitely. We're almost halfway here at Toledo, but we'll be back after these few messages.
Oh, God.
Welcome back to Toledo as the tow truck is here. Trying to get the remains of one car.
Yeah, I mean, this caution period might last a hot minute, boys. I mean, we saw how long that one lasted with Scott Speed and Ricky Stenhouse. Now, this is like triple the car.
We might go to 100 laps under yellow at this point.
Yeah.
Anyways, we have another lucky dog, and that is Matt. I'm not even going to say last name. Let's just call him Matt.
Matt. I think it's Matt Kurgieski, if I were to guess.
I'm gonna guess I'm gonna say Matt Krajewski, I think.
Yeah, those freaking Norwegian names. I
I
think
don't
that's what
know.
they
I
are.
hope we don't see any more of those in the Cup Series. I would
Oh,
really hate
yeah.
to try so. But anyways, here's the first thing. As Justin Allgaier is still the man with Scott Speed surprisingly in second.
Actually impressive for him to be in second. Currently, out of this race, Frank Kimmel behind a little bit, obviously because of those pit stops. Allgaier probably picked up some, and Kimmel wasn't able to pick up much. So, pretty big for Allgaier.
It's kind of funny to think if Allgaier and Kimmel get involved in some crap here, Scott Speed can still win.
Yup. But anyways, we're going to be back. Welcome back to the 1000th commercial here at Toledo, as I believe Tom Hessner is now the race leader.
Yeah, Tommy Hessert, man, let me tell you.
No, not Tommy Hessert. Tommy Hessert the third.
Yeah, Tommy Hessert the third. Let me tell you something about him. He's a driver.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, he is.
He's somebody.
Yes, he is. He drives the one car and he's leading.
No freaking way.
I know, right? Good bonus points for him. 5 bonus points could be big. I don't know what for.
46 car right here. That is, in fact, the Carter dude. Yep, Matt Carter. Did you know Matt Carter's car owner is, what's his face? It is Larry Clement.
Larry Clement. Oh, I know him. I actually was out, having some ice cream with him 2 weeks ago.
Really? 2 weeks ago, precisely, huh?
Exactly 2 weeks and 1 day ago, actually.
By the way, I think it's worth noting, speaking of car owners, Matt Krzyzewski, that dude that wrecked, that car is owned by Brad Keselowski.
Oh, interesting. That's a pretty interesting fact.
Brad Keselowski. That's a name. That is a very interesting name.
No kidding.
I wonder who he is.
I wonder who he is, too. I mean, I don't know, probably just some nobody that's just owning an ARCA car here. Here's another reminder to call Shriners Hospitals in case you're experiencing possible heart failure.
Oh, yeah. Call...
Not Speed might need there because his heart's broken.
Let's see, who are we looking at? We're looking at the 39. I don't know who that is. Oh, that's David Reagan. Okay.
Oh, we have a Cup Invader?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. David Reagan in the Shriners Hospital race car. Very nice looking race car.
It is a nice looking race car. And it's nice to see David Reagan participate in this series.
Mm-hmm. Looking at the flagman's head.
That bald head.
And he's
not going green.
He's continuing to look on. He's like, man, I still smell some oil.
Anyways, while he continues to grow his hair back, we'll go to commercial. Back once again with Tom Hessert in the race lead as the yellow is still out.
Still, I don't know who is this.
I believe Ricky Stenhouse is back in the race.
Oh, God. Oh, no. Look out, everybody.
What a thing of beauty. Down. He is now 67 laps down in 33rd place with the remains of that Aflac Ford.
Well, I mean, if he's going to want to gain any position, he's going to need a lot of wrecks before 67 laps to go. And it looks like we're finally going green.
We are going to go green this time as Tom Hessert will lead us down. And we actually just passed halfway a few moments ago as Tom Hessert with an okay restart while second place is on his tail.
See a bit of speedy dry on the front stretch.
Oh, here comes
there.
There comes Matt Carter. He's going to take the
lead.
And he takes the lead. Oh, that's big for Matt Carter.
What could this mean for Matt Carter?
It'll gain him a few points, but I don't know if he can win the championship still since he was like the farthest behind.
He's also going to get those bonus points as well for leading this lap.
Oh, here comes the Cup Invader as well. Here comes David Reagan.
I will say, though, look behind. Here comes Justin Lofton, the driver who dominated earlier. Look behind him. It's Justin Allgaier. He's back in the mix.
Those new tires prevailing here as the run goes on.
This is insane. We have new contenders up here. We have the old ones who were contending early on back in the picture. Man, this race has been filled with so many stories.
I don't know what's going on here. There's so much happening.
So much. We saw all that chaos, the championship contenders take each other out. Then we got Matt Carter and David Reagan 1-2 in this race. And then we got Allgaier and Lofton making their way back downtown to the front. Woo!
Oh, here comes Ken Schrader around Tom Hester very soon.
The only thing we're waiting for is where's Frank Kimmel in all of this? He's the one who
I
should
think
be
Kimmel's
battling with these guys.
He hasn't really been seen since being close to Justin Allgaier early on in this race.
No.
Here's David Reagan's trying to make a move.
Oh, he's right there.
Oh, he seems like he has a faster race car. Matt Carter honestly seems like he's holding him up because now you can throw these 4 cars under a blanket.
Yeah, similar to how Scott Speed was holding up everybody early on in the race. He was holding up Ricky. We saw what happened to Scott Speed eventually. Got turned around, and that was for the championship. Now this is just for position. I mean, Matt Carter is also championship eligible. It's going to take a lot for him to go right. But second place right there, David Reagan. Do you think he'll rough him up as much as Scott Speed was roughed up by Ricky?
No, I think David Reagan's a Cub driver. I think he's learned better to not act like one of them.
Yeah, I know David Reagan is a fairly clean driver as he almost takes Matt Carter.
I think Reagan's getting better as the lap car's on the
Here he goes.
Oh, here comes Reagan.
He's looking. He's like, move over, baby.
He's on the inside, and then Carter seems like he just barely clips him off. As here's, I think, Brian Scott for some reason.
That is Brian Scott, but let's continue watching this race. It is intense so far.
Oh, the lap car's going to hurt David Reagan a little bit. Oh, look at the outside run, though. Ooh, I thought he was going to get a good run.
No, he had to brake a little bit. He's just trying to find that perfect opportunity to get around him.
Oh, more lap cars.
Oh, more lap cars in the way. Here's North Bending.
If the Justins catch this, Matt Carter is the leader. Oh, my God. If they catch the leader, I wonder what they'll do if they have any chance to get the Matt Carter.
Oh, okay. With that, he pulls away a little bit.
Those lap cars helped Matt Carter a little bit because since he was the one who cleared them first while Reagan and the others got stuck behind, this allowed him to gain a little gap. But it's better than nothing, as here's Frank Kimmel. I believe he's in the top 10, trying to hunt down Justin Allgaier.
We have to look for where he is on the scoreboard at the top.
I tell you what, Matt Carter currently leads this race. I tell you what, considering how much he was holding up the guys, I don't expect this gap to last much long, the gap between first and second.
I don't see it either.
Yeah, look at Frank Kimmel. He's in the 5th place. He's in this fight. He's just got to get his way back up front.
Holy crap, I thought he was just top 10, now he's 5th. God dang.
He's flying. He's got some horsepower under that Ford.
I think he needs those lap cars to continue to hold up the leaders, and he'll be there anytime soon. Is that just an
He's right
there. He's right ahead of him. David Reagan's lead.
Only touch a little bit.
Reagan can't clear him quite yet. Not yet.
He got him. David Reagan.
Matt Carter tried using that high line, but there's just not much quite up there. You can definitely run it, but it doesn't appear that is the line to make passes. And in that case, retaining the lead.
Hold up. Is that Frank Kimmel? He's here.
Yes, Frank Kimmel is in the battle. He's the 5th car of the picture now.
Oh, this is getting good.
This is getting spicy. I am surprised how many cars are battling for the race win, but not only that, in the championship. There's 3 within striking distance of getting it.
Do you see how loose Lofton was right there off turn 4?
I thought he was going to hit that wall on the...
That is a lap car just freaking cutting off the leader.
Phil Dowsett. Yeah, Phil, you shouldn't have
that killed off all the leader's momentum. Now here they come back again to his bumper.
Here's
almost.
William Ricky Stenhouse says he's fallen, I believe, 68 laps down now, but it doesn't matter since he's just out there to gain points.
Yeah, I don't know how many more points he can get, but look at that. All of a sudden, as David Reagan gets the lead, the gap he has put on second place, it's increasing even more. But now it looks like Justin Lofton here is trying to get by Matt Carter.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Let's see if these lap cars are no problem. But go ahead.
He's trying to get the inside of
Oh,
Allgaier.
guys, who's won the championship?
Ooh, the lap cars are going to play it
Position, I
back.
think. No, he doesn't anymore.
Oh, that was a missed opportunity on Frank Kimmel. He definitely needed to get around that 16, but he still has the speed compared to the 16, so he can try to gain a few points on him.
At 44, looks like he wants to try the high line, maybe just see if there's any way around this 16. I think the only thing that's going to allow the 44 to strike is this lap traffic.
Oh, he's got an opportunity now. They're side by side, but the lap cars continue to block his line. It's not helping Frank Kimmel with all these lap cars taking away his line to get around that 16, but he's not giving up quite yet.
Allgaier maybe looking like he's trying to put a little gap now, trying to on Frank Kimmel, but these lap cars are going to continue to make that shrink. They're still right there on the bumper, Justin Lofton and Matt Carter. They're still under a blanket. David Reagan still trying to pull away. Not the biggest lead, though.
It's really interesting how the lap cars are on the inside, and that forces these guys to use the outside lane. And it gives guys like Frank Kimmel the opportunity to go low, as you see Lofton once again wheeling it off the corner. But it gives them the opportunity to go low, but they can't do anything with it because eventually the lap cars, they catch up to the lap cars as well, and they have to move by.
Oh, we got about for second between Justin Lofton and Matt Carter.
Ooh, they almost touched.
I think they did touch a little bit, but Lofton might get second in the process.
We got it.
Yep.
Very clean pass there by Justin Lofton. Very good.
Oh, man. Justin Lofton really wants this win, and Matt Carter's just trying to survive. Oh. Here comes Allgaier around possibly Matt Carter. It looks like that 45 is falling apart a little bit.
Yeah, he was holding on there. Now the car honestly just seems like it's not handling really.
Yeah,
but now
held up the leaders
earlier.
Oh, hey, held up the leaders earlier.
He might get fourth,
third, on to second or third here.
It's third. It's official. I just announced all the leaders. Oh,
barely.
Now Kimmel has to make quick work of him if he wants to stay next to Allgaier.
He is.
I
He's on the
think
inside.
he might get him. There he goes.
And he gets by.
Almost. Yeah, he does.
Oh, there you go. Clear.
Oh.
All right. So unfortunately, based off the speed we've seen, honestly, I feel like Matt Carter is going to fall out of the picture here.
Yeah.
Gone from the lead to now fifth place, and definitely going to be more
Seems like he has a short run car at best.
Yeah.
The long run is definitely not his best friend, but if there's at least a caution within a few laps to go, he might be able to get back in the picture.
Good. Definitely made a good run, though, to at least hold on to those spots as long as he did, as this is the longest green flag run by far of the day so far.
Yeah, well, we're in the third quarter of this race. We're almost coming to 50 to go. So the aggression's going to pick up a lot more as this race goes on. And the desperation for Frank Kimmel and Matt Carter will definitely lead to one of them possibly doing the similar thing that Scott Speed did to Ricky Stenhouse earlier on. But anyways, we are on board with the broken camera of Brian Silas, which is surprisingly ain't broken that much.
Yeah, it could be broken a lot more work. That's insane.
Yeah. You said it earlier. We're hit now 60 laps to go as we look at Brian Silas here for some reason. But now that we hit 60 laps to go, there's a lot of factors we're looking at here. David Reagan looking, I believe, for his second career win in the ARCA Series. You have the championship battle. You have Justin Allgaier trying to become a champion. You have Frank Kimmel trying to win his 10th. And then you have Justin Lofton also trying to go for a win. Lots of factors within 60 to go.
Yeah, so many good storylines, but only one or two can prevail out of everything you listed.
Yup. This race is just filled with so many storylines that anyone can win something or the big prize. But we got a caution on this one, I believe.
Oh! Well, so much for that long green flag run.
That looks
Thanks
to
for the
be
commentator.
that looks to be Matt Kurgieski again, owned by Brad Keselowski.
Yep, it is Kurgieski again.
Kurgieski there.
Well,
Definitely
this
had a
is the
bad
longest
day.
green flag of the race.
Yeah, well, not so much for that.
Oh,
Off in there.
I need to take a breather. Maybe even a nap.
Well, I think we all need a breather now for a little bit because this is
Now
definitely the most intriguing run of the race.
Restart's going to be insane.
Oh, definitely.
We've got 57 laps to go right now, 56 laps to go.
Do you think David Reagan is the best car out of the racetrack right now?
At the moment, yes. I believe he is the best car.
Frank Kimmel's got a problem.
Oh no! What's up with Kimmel?
I believe it's a flat right front tire.
See.
Oh,
He got into the back of the double zero and turned for
We talked about Frank Kimmel needing to stay with Justin Allgaier, and you saw right there Frank Kimmel what he would do. He just dumps the lap car right there, and now he's going to be within Justin Allgaier again. But he's got this damage now.
I imagine he's going to pit here. That definitely seemed like a lot of tire smoke.
Man, when we've all thought Frank Kimmel had a chance, it looks like he's possibly destroyed his own championship chances. And he's most likely coming to pit road as here he goes.
Yeah, that tire pretty much looks completely flat. It looks like that was Matt Carter also on pit road.
Yeah, Matt Carter did follow him.
That was. Saw Tom Hezert the third, also Brian Silas down pit road.
The only benefit for these guys is that they'll have fresher tires and be able to make their way back through traffic. But for Kimmel, it's going to be a little more concerning since the guy with damage.
I mean, it's going to be tough for Kimmel to get through the field here after pitting, but I mean, he seems like he might have the upper hand if we stay green the rest of the way here. He's going to have fresh tires and everyone else, so it's just going to be a matter of when is he going to be as patient trying to get through the field, or is he going to kind of get a little desperate to get by everyone as soon as possible?
There goes Hezert. Frank Kimmel ends up destroying his possible hopes at the championship, as we'll be back after this brief message. As we miss the restart once again due to our poor camera crew, as I believe David Reagan with a huge restart as he pulls away from Justin Lofton.
Justin Allgaier in the third spot now.
I'm telling you right now, I think if I'm Justin's crew chief, I'm going to say, hey, let's take it easy now. You see our points as of now. He has a 50-point lead over Scott Speed. Scott's not going to gain any points. The only thing that can happen to Justin is if he was to lose some points. You see Frank Kimmel now all the way back 75 points behind. That's because he made that pit stop with that flat right front tire.
That is the magic number for Justin Allgaier. 5,000. As he doesn't have to really worry about Scott Speed. The only person he's most concerned about is Frank Kimmel. And I highly doubt, as you look at Frank Kimmel, he's in a hornet's nest trying to get through traffic.
Yeah, you saw him at the top of the leaderboard there. He was around 9th place, and he was about 75 back, so it still is going to take a lot for him to get up front, so he's definitely going to be fighting through as fast as possible.
Oh, I believe Ken Schrader's stuck in that hornet's nest just trying to find a way through it, as these guys are in the back are hella aggressive. I'm surprised that they're racing like this against each other.
Here's Kimmel. Continue to get by, just trying to get by everyone. Get by the 94.
He's trying to get by as many people as possible. The only guy you have to look for is that 16 car.
There you see Kimmel on that Ford number 44.
He is flying. I believe he's putting down some fast laps as well. I believe they are ranked in the top 3 at the moment.
Yeah, he definitely is as a fast
Yeah.
car. He's what Frank Hamill get to the lead. He's still gonna need something to happen to Allgaier at this rate.
Oh, definitely. He definitely needs to pray at this point because all those scenarios about one of them crashing out is more likely than anything. And I highly doubt that Justin Allgaier will find the problem because he's kept his car clean all race long.
And yeah, like you said, I mean, Allgaier right here, just clean nose, clean sides, clean butt, bumper. It's looking great so far for this young person who's moving up to the Nationwide Series next year. I mean, he's got a lot of bright potential up ahead for Justin Allgaier.
Justin was so excited. I spent a little bit of time with him this week.
Definitely. Justin Allgaier is definitely a rising star in the sport. And like you say, it's only in the Experience Series with Roger Penske, I believe. So the sky's the limit for this kid. And I believe if he wins this championship, this would definitely be a great boost of confidence for him.
Yeah, definitely lots of momentum. Hopefully for Allgaier winning, if he can win this title.
Yeah.
So definitely use it as a big boost of confidence.
Yeah, a quarter of the
That's
season have
very
been
impressive.
wins. 3/4 of the season
definitely.
has been top 10 or higher, with 13 of those being top 5. It's crazy.
That is the art of consistency at its finest. And here comes Justin Lofton trying to get around David Reagan.
See if he can do it.
This is a good battle for the lead. Two of the fastest race cars we've seen all day. Reagan here, one of the fastest in the late run, and Lofton was really fast early in the day. Now they've come together and we're battling for the lead, and we have under 40 to go already.
Yeah, let's see how long Reagan holds up Lofton. We'll see if Lofton uses the bumper here. Remember, none of these two are eligible for the championship, so this is just crapshoot between these two.
But I expect these two to duke it out, even though they have nothing to gain out of it, other than a checker flag. These guys are just here for fun. And for Justin Lofton, he's just trying to gain momentum while David Reagan's here to have fun and possibly steal a checker flag away from the ARCA Series itself.
You know, that is a good point. These guys battling for the lead really hard, now coming up on lap cars. I will say that's important, but with all this battling, even with the lap cars, look at in the distance. Justin Allgaier is coming. He's in the distance and taking the lead here.
Yeah, look at Lofton right here.
Lofton.
If they get
around him,
side, that'll allow Allgaier to catch up. Maybe being side by side with the lap car. Watch all the time that Allgaier's going to gain right here on these two, possibly.
Yeah, Allgaier, he's right there on the bump. That's not him. He's behind more. Never
Where'd
mind.
he go?
No, Allgaier's way behind. He's just.
Yeah, there he is.
Close.
To the inside.
Oh!
He saved it. What a G.
Oh, what a save. Wow.
Man, how loose is that car? I'm surprised he didn't crash. He should have crashed at least 3 times in this
That was an
race.
impressive move. He's going to go again. Reagan overshoots the corner.
Reagan goes well.
His tire. I think a tire is down.
No!
Oh,
Reagan
on the tires. Oh, no.
Hey, he's almost come to a stop. Now he gets it down.
No caution.
Oh, that's a bummer for David Reagan. Yeah, flat right front tire.
Oh.
That
This
sucks.
Cup Leaf won't be the only one from the competition today.
That stinks. Running well there, and it was a very desperate move Justin Lofton tried to put on there. But hey, hard racing and just it's not gonna hurt David Reagan. Probably won't lose sleep over this one.
I think he's getting the point prepared for Martinsville.
Yeah. That Shriner Hospital sponsorship that David Reagan has. I'm assuming
track,
maybe.
a little bit.
Yeah. But Shriners Hospitals, remember, one phone call away if you're having heart problems.
Oh! What? Wilson!
He had a flat tire.
What's causing the flat tire?
It's almost like the same situation with David Reagan, which allows Justin Allgaier to take the race lead.
Oh, that's huge for the 16. Oh,
Oh my God.
I wonder if that contact Lofton made with David Reagan cut that tire down. And now Justin Allgaier's your leader.
That's crazy.
How lucky can this guy be?
That's incredible. That's insane.
Now all Justin Allgaier has to hope for is no more yellows.
Oh, never mind.
Caution is out.
Oh, you can't be serious.
This kid's
Oh, Kenny Strader into the wall. Oh. Going fast. There's another car involved. Who is it, the 23 or?
22.
It's the 23, which is surprisingly,
The
no,
22.
22. And surprisingly, it's the Aaron's car.
Yeah, 22 is Ken Butler the
22
third.
Hey, what are you doing?
Kenny, what are you doing? What are you
Go around. Oh, wait, he's going to the garage?
Yeah, I think. I don't
Yeah,
know
he's
where.
going to
Okay,
the
yeah,
garage.
he's going to the. Okay. Interesting route he took, but he's had enough.
think
He's
he's
just brought
done
it
for
to
the
the
day.
road or to the garage. He don't care.
You might be getting out to use that porta potty too. That was a pretty hard hit.
Probably,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, probably.
Kind of impressive, so.
Yeah.
I wonder if that caution right there may have saved Justin Lofton a little bit. I don't know.
I don't think he did. I think both Reagan and Justin Lofton lost 2 laps in the process.
So, I mean, they're definitely going to need much more cautions here. And that, I guarantee, is not what Justin Allgaier wanted to see, because he had a big lead and all that.
Yeah, that was pretty much what was coming out of my mouth, and then it kind of happened. So.
My God. Whoever thought this race could have gone even more insane?
I don't. And look right there, Frank Kimmel. He's into the 3rd position right now. This could be interesting. I mean, he's going to be there on the 16 of Allgaier. So is he going to be desperate? Maybe give him a bumper? Maybe even wreck him?
That would be very bold of
Title?
someone who has 9 championships going for his 10th. He knows how to do this cleanly. I mean, we'll see. I mean, how good does 10 sound? It sounds pretty dang good to me.
Oh,
Here's a replay of earlier, and yes, it looks like Justin Lofton did get into the right rear of the car.
Oh, wow. Oh, jeez.
And then there's a problem with the same incident for Justin Lofton. That's how his tire went down.
Oh. Okay, now I can catch my breath a little bit here.
A little bit.
Wow. There's Kenny.
Yeah, assessing the damage. You know, Kenny is the car owner for that car, so.
Yeah.
And we're looking at Kenny. Oh, now we're talking to Kenny.
Yeah, they're talking Kenny.
Yeah, but we're not going to listen to Kenny.
Yeah, we're not going to listen to Kenny. He can go on and rant on anything he wants. He could probably rant about Little Debbie's.
Yeah, he can.
Yeah, before you know it, you have too much of those. They freaking fatten you up pretty
Yeah,
quick. So.
I mean, he's right next to the porta potty, so he's probably waiting to go to the back interview.
I will say he doesn't look very happy, that's for sure.
No, you can see some sweat, so he definitely has to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and don't look now, but restart's getting ready to unfold, and that 84 that we saw make contact with the leaders early on in this race will be starting on the inside of championship leader Justin Allgaier. At least it appears.
I think we're going green this time with the lap car down the inside. Makes me think we're going to go
I don't think the
green
lap
here.
cars will be much of a problem for the championship.
They better not
More
be.
betting. Do you think he stands a chance against Justin Allgaier?
No, not at all.
Waiting for the upcoming restart. I believe we are actually going green this time. No, we are going green this time. Green flag back in the air.
Oh, someone didn't get going back at like 6th place, maybe?
That doesn't matter. All the championship contenders are right next to each other. 1, 2, and 3.
This is going to be big here. What are some of these guys like Matt Carter and Frank Kimmel going to do to Justin Allgaier to maybe get up front?
And going into this race, I'm sure none of us thought the 3 championship contenders we'd be talking about in the fight here were Allgaier, Carter, and Kimmel, but that's the case. Stenhouse and Speed are out. So it's down to these 3.
One of them have to go for it. How desperate will Matt Carter be to win it? How desperate will be Frank Kimmel will be for the championship? How scared is Justin Allgaier right now? It doesn't look like this kid ain't afraid of it. He's holding off these two championship rivals behind him.
Right.
Oh, Matt Carter is trying to close. He is there. Kimmel's maybe losing a little bit of ground. But hey, I want to give props to Justin Allgaier. Very young, very good race car driver. Holding maybe good optimism here against, more veteran drivers like Frank Kimmel, and being able to hold them off and not feeling pressure. Just great job by that young driver. And now he's in a really good position for a championship.
50 points separates Justin Allgaier and Frank Kimmel.
Matt
We got
Carter, here he comes!
Oh, did they make contact?
Here he comes! He's gonna...
He did make contact with Matt Carter in the race lead.
Allgaier's gonna let him by. He just gave him position there. Smart move there by the 16. Not wanting to race him, hurt his car.
Now that is a veteran move by a very young kid.
Now I will say, we talked about it earlier, Matt Carter seems like he's a really good short run car, and we have about 15 to go, so is he going to be able to hold on for another 14 laps? I don't know. We didn't see long run speed out of him.
We'll have to see.
That's true.
Who's third? Frank Kimmel? Yeah, he's catching up to Allgaier now. If they get side by side, that'll allow Carter to maybe pull away some more, give him a better chance to win this race.
We're looking at Patrick Stelter for some reason, as I believe he's got tire rub, it looks like.
Ooh.
Wouldn't be
I
the
don't
first
know
tire
if
rub
that's
we've
going
seen
to be a
this race.
concern for cautions, but... Oh, here comes Justin Allgaier back on the 46.
Got it hot over. Oh, he slipped. Matt Carter slips up the track.
Oh, he's going to open the door again. Justin Allgaier's not only looking for the championship, he's looking for the race win. And he might get the lead. Three.
Getting clear when we said.
Nice.
Wow, what a move. What a job by Allgaier. Wow, impressive.
And now we're coming to 10 laps to go with Justin Allgaier back on top.
Can he hold on? Just 10 more, Justin. 10 more. That's it. 10 more and you're a champion.
So the 46 has clearly fallen back. Does Lofton have anything if he can get around the 46 and go at the 16?
I don't know if Lofton's even on the lead lap.
I don't know either.
Is he at? I thought he was.
I don't know.
We'll look at the
Here he
leaderboard.
comes.
Oh, he's going for the spot, though.
Oh, he's
We'll
getting back
look
off.
at the leaderboard. I'm checking.
Let's just say,
No, he is not.
Okay,
He's
so
not on the lap.
All right.
8 laps to go here at Toledo. Frank Kimmel is just praying for something to happen to Justin Allgaier because he knows he can't do anything now. He's just along for the ride.
Yeah, that's pretty much all you can do. I mean, Allgaier's in prime position to get this done. It'd take an absolute catastrophe for him to lose this.
7 to go for Justin Allgaier. He's pulling away from
Here
Matt
comes the
Carter.
20 on the inside, giving the 46 a bit more of a headache.
There it goes. Caution is out.
Oh my God! This is. Uh-oh. Oh my goodness gracious!
What was the point of that?
I don't know.
Desperation. Wants a second chance.
The second chance Matt Carter is going to want is he's going to need to dump the 16. That's going to be his only chance.
I think he's willing to do that.
I mean, he's even going to need something to happen to Frank Kimmel because he's ahead of him in points as well, I believe.
Oh my lord.
Will we get this race restarted?
Oh, this is going to get insane. I imagine we should restart soon because that was just a mini spin there by Lofton.
Maybe get 5 laps out of this. That'd be pretty cool.
I believe the officials actually recounted the laps a little bit to possibly ensure it's green finish. Because I see 10 laps to go on the leaderboard, but I don't know if that's correct or not.
Well, hey, good move by the officials if that's the case. I mean, giving us a green finish in the
All right, anyways, let's look at it. And
Yeah.
okay,
He just dumped
that's pretty
Justin
obvious.
Lofton. That was it. That's all.
Yes.
That was Very blatant looking.
I saw off the corner of my screen that 20 did make a move to the inside. He must have gotten around, and then the 46 was like, you know what, you're going to race me like that? I'm going to give myself another chance to get it for myself. And then he dumps to the lap car right
I guess
there.
so. Guess that works.
Up in turn number 4, and so the caution flag flies.
Justin Allgaier must be crying right now.
Oh,
He
there.
wants this to be over, but cautions just keep delaying the inevitable.
In the ARCA Remax series.
The good news for Justin, though, it will be a single file restart.
Man's got to have some irritable bowel syndrome after this one.
He might be joining Ted Trader in that porta potty.
And I will say, even though we're looking at Justin Allgaier's stats here, he talked about having a short run late in the race that Matt Carter could have a chance. Seems like he's a really good short run car. We just saw it, and we did earlier, and maybe we'll see that here. I'd be shocked if he doesn't try to bump the 16 out of the way.
Enjoy watching this young man have success.
As y'all saw with the stats for Justin Allgaier, he's had a career turnaround as we got one to go for the green flag to come back out.
2 to go. We're restarting with 2 to go.
This is technically somewhat of a green light checkered, I believe.
This is going to be fun. Ladies and gentlemen, sit back, enjoy this. This is going to be fun.
Yeah, what Tyler said.
Yeah.
Woo. Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready here.
Pace car's going to pit road. No lap cars in the way. All championship contenders are 1, 2, and 3. 2 laps from Justin Allgaier to win the championship. But Matt Carter's desperation has caused the restart.
Let's see if he gets the jump here.
Can he do it? Can he do it? Can he win it all? Green flag is back out. 2 laps to go.
A good restart there by Allgaier. A little bit of a gap there on Matt Carter. I will say that's a good sign.
It's going to be asking a lot for Matt Carter to gain ground here, considering how much he fell off.
Here we go. We're coming to the white flag. Justin Allgaier was 1 lap away from becoming a champion. He goes through turns 1 and 2. Down the backstretch for the final time. Heading to turns 3 and 4. Coming to the front straightaway. Justin Allgaier wins the race and the championship.
That's incredible. Good job by Justin Allgaier. Didn't crack under pressure. Understood the situation in front of him. Got pretty lucky, honestly, after that incident early in the race, and then just was in the position to win it and got the car to victory lane.
We're getting cut off because we can't afford the championship celebration ceremony. So thank you to Cater Johns and Tyler Scozen showing up. Congratulations to Justin Allgaier becoming a champion. Enjoy this burnout before we sign off. And until next time, we'll see you in Daytona.
Oh, how iconic. All right, bye.
Yeah, goodbye. Have fun. Ooh, this is a good burnout.
Oh, yeah. Look at that smoke.